Hello everybody, it's Mrs. Petronas here. We're going to spend a little bit of time today talking about exponents. An exponent refers to the number of times a number is multiplied by itself. Many times they're represented like this. And we're going to go ahead and write these all the way to 12, but they can go on and on and on. And it doesn't mean 12 times 2, it means 12 times itself. So 12 times 12, 11 times 11, 10 times 10, 9 times 9. The only time it's going to mean 2 times 2 is here, 2 times itself. So it's the same as saying 2 times 2, which would be 4. And I'm going to go ahead and answer these for you all the way down. It's good to know your multiplication tables, even though on the GED you don't necessarily have to know them because you can use a calculator for most of the tests. Everything except for about 5 questions, you'll be able to use your calculator. But it's always good to know them so that it just makes life easier in the long run when you need to do things, okay? So 2 squared equals 4. That's multiplication. 2 times 2 equals 4. But the opposite of that would be taking the square root of 4, which is basically saying, what 2 numbers did you multiply together to give you 4? And you would get the number 2. The square root of 9 would be 3. And all the way down, we can figure these out. It'd be good for you to practice these on your own, writing them just as I am doing. And so if somebody said to you, what's the square root of 49? You could answer outright if you've practiced. And we're going to go all the way to here. What is the square root of 144? And we're going to get 12. But there are also exponents. If an exponent refers to the number of times a number is multiplied by itself, you can also cube a number, which would look like this. And that doesn't mean 12 times 3 or 7 times 3 or 6 times 3. And that's most often the most common mistake for what people make. When they see these in a problem, they'll multiply the 2 times the 3, but that's not what you have to do. You actually have to multiply 2 times 2 times 2, and 3 times 3 times 3, and 4 times 4 times 4. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So 2 cubed is 8. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So 3 cubed is 27. And it continues to go like that. This one's going to be 64. We're going to come back over here. This one's going to be 125. 216. 343. 512. 729, 1,000, 1,331, and 1,728. Now, when we do the opposite of this, which is find out what the cubed root of 8 is, you have to notate it by putting a teeny tiny 3 there. You don't have to put the 2 there. It's understood that this is what is the square root of 4. Or the square root of 4 is 2. But if we don't have the teeny tiny 3 there, we wouldn't realize that we're talking about the cubed root. So this little 3 identifies that we're speaking of the cubed root. What is the cubed root? 27. What is the cubed root of 64? Remember that teeny tiny 3's got to go there. And then we're going to go on and do all of these. Like I said, this was the multiplication aspect of it. And this is the division aspect of it. I'm going to go ahead and put our teeny tiny 3's in there, because that's how we understand that we're looking for the cubed root. And the cubed root of 125 would be 5. 216 would be 6. 343 would be 7. 512 would be 8. 729 would be 9. 1000 would be 10. 1331 would be 11. And 1728 would be 12. Now, this would also apply if you had a number that was raised to another power, like 4 would be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 would be 100. 100 times 10 would be 1,000. 1,000 times 10 would be 10,000. And then the opposite of that, we'd have to notate where we're looking for the 4th power. This could be any number, right? And it just tells us how many times to multiply this times itself. And whatever number's out here, we know it was a number multiplied by itself that many times. It's great spending a little time with you. I hope you learned something today. I hope you'll spend some time practicing this on your own, writing it on paper to help you have a better understanding of exponents. Have a good day and take care. Bye-bye.